Okay, ready?
Yeah. Thanks.
I'm Mike Mullinger, the owner of Pier One Yacht Sales. After 30 years in the information technology space, I had moved to Florida with a technology company, and right after I had purchased my first boat and I'd been here for 3 months, the company asked me to relocate to Dallas, Texas, which I did not want to do. So I was looking for a second career, and with my history and love of boating, luckily I fell into the marine industry, first as working with a company called Boats Group that owns Boat Trader and Yacht World. That allowed me to meet the owners of Pier One Yacht Sales, Len and Tony, who had it before me. So as things would happen, I ended up brokering boats first with Pier One, working for Len and Tony, and then I was managing the Fort Myers location when we opened up in the municipal marina there. And one of the partners, Tony, decided he wanted to retire, so I bought into the business. I started boating up in Ohio. I grew up in Cincinnati, Ohio, so I started up boating on lakes and rivers up there, pontoon boats, bass boats, john boats. Went to fishing trips every year in the lakes in Kentucky and Tennessee with 20 of my closest friends. And so spent a lot of time on freshwater boats, essentially. And then carried that passion down here to saltwater boats, and it was great coming to Florida because it gave me a whole new world of boating to explore and learn about, with saltwater boating and bigger boats and larger boats and mega yachts and sailors. I really got to expand my boating experience here in Florida, and that's why it's become my lifestyle. We just love to be on, look at, and talk about boats. The problem we solve for clients is taking care of that singular moment in a boat transaction where they're at risk and most stressed out. And the moment in that transaction is, if you've ever bought or sold a boat on your own, is at some point the buyer has to hand over money and the seller has to hand over a title to the boat and the keys. And that moment is when everybody gets concerned about, am I getting scammed? Is there a problem here? Is the money really here? Is the title really valid? So there can be a lot of stress when it comes to that part of a boat transaction on both sides of the fence. So the problem we're solving is we are here to protect both sides of the transaction. That is our main goal, is to protect everybody, make sure they're safe. So we make sure that that title is valid and that the boat's good, and that the buyer has had the opportunity to do trial runs and surveys and everything to make sure that's the right boat for them. We make sure that the seller knows that the money is here in my escrow account, and you're not going to give up a title and not get anything in return. Everything has cleared the banks, everything has been confirmed. We are that filter to make sure that our clients have a stress-free, seamless experience, whether they're buying or selling a boat. Once you've figured out what the client wants to do on the water, whether they want to go, what their goals are, and you've settled kind of on a type of boat, it's our responsibility to narrow that down to a manageable number for our clients, because otherwise, why would they need us? You could just look at all the boats out there. I have many clients always ask me, well, how do I know if this is the right boat or not? And I will tell you that it is just like buying a house for most people. Is that when you walk onto a boat, or when you walk into the interior of a boat, you will know that it's the right boat because it will feel like the right boat. So what are my favorite boats? So I've always been a powerboat guy, so I always defer towards powerboats. I love the sport fishes. I think the sport fish boats are beautiful. They are very functional. They're just really what you kind of think of when you think of a cool boat to go out on. Most important thing we do as a broker is to make it easier for our clients to live out their dreams on the water. Whether it's finding the right boat, selling your current boat, buying another boat, finding services, finding help with you need it for your boat, finding insurance, finding some friends to go cruising with. It's our job to make sure that your life on the water is as enjoyable as possible and as effortless as possible. And that's what we try to do in everything we do. Here at Pier One Yacht Sales, we'll always take good care of you.